come in instead of having to go into the Nye County Finance and take a couple weeks and stuff. So keeps the town in pretty good shape. So I make a motion to approve it as presented.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Call for the vote.
Aye.
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 Bobby? Okay, thank you. Okay. For discussion and deliberation, the federal land management approval of exploratory drilling next to Ash Meadows. Hang on a second. What's going on? My buddy Jennifer Solis, she wrote another op-ed and to point out that on the California side, there is St. Cloud Mining that wants to drill 43 200-foot boreholes, looking for, is it ZPLI? Zeolite, kitty litter. Anyway, so on the California side, it's the California BLM, which just cracks me up because, as you all know, we just got the mineral withdrawal for the other side. Now, this company has valid existing claims. That was one thing. But that's not in the mineral withdrawal. So, our studies with the Conservancy have shown it's a detriment, obviously. And then they came back with their studies. They said, oh, no, they're fine. So I think we're going to probably wind up in litigation again and start all over. Not all over, but try to fight this every which way. So I'm going to open this up for discussion. Susan, you want to get up and speak?
Sure.
Susan's with the Friends of Amargosa Basin.
Yeah, I'm just going to, can you all hear me?
Susan, come on, yeah. There. Thank you.
Yeah.
Push the button.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Good. My name is Susan Sorrells, and I'm fourth generation in Shoshone, California. My second cousin is Lyle Lowe, and I've spent a lot of time in the Amargosa Valley and really have a deep love for it. My husband and I run the businesses in Shoshone, California, and especially in the last 20 years, we've really been concerned about the different threats that are out there destroying the land as well as our way of life, because our way of life is very much connected to the land. So we created a nonprofit called Friends of the Amargosa Basin. I was also a founding member of the Amargosa Conservancy that took a lead role in the fight against Let's Go Lithium and Rover. But we really felt the necessity for a land status change to prevent this kind of thing. And so we're looking to create a monument. It's all in California, but it would stop these exploitive kinds of developments in our community. We will be probably joining the lawsuit since it is in California, and we certainly will make sure, as Carol said, it is existing rights. So there, and rightly so, people have a right for mining claims that they have already staked. I don't think anyone would disagree with that, but we just want to make sure that it's done properly and that it doesn't threaten our hydrology, because none of us will be here without water. I'd like to come back, it's maybe in October, and give a presentation. It's been a while since I've been really connected to the Amargosa Valley. My husband and I also owned Shoshone Propane, And believe it or not, when we started our company, I could drive the delivery truck. So I'm very familiar with many of the streets up here. And when we were looking at protecting our area, there were conversations about also expanding the monument to Nevada, but it's a lot of land, and we thought we would start. We know that we have the support of the communities in the Shoshone-Dakota area, but I look forward to reconnecting with all of you. I'd love to make a presentation, and we definitely will be taking a position against the St. Cloud mining development. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. I'm going to open it up for public comment. So anybody that wants to speak on this, how they feel about it, I'd like to hear it. I want to bring something up, and it's kind of new information to me, and I was going to tell you, but we ran out of time. The last pupfish count, you know this one? You know, we had a really record number of it. The last, because they had the 2 earthquakes, it's down to 20 pupfish. So, and it has been, they're doing everything they can, but you know, we lose those pupfish. If they go extinct, that would be a colossal. I mean, that would be just whatever. And what would that do to the Amargosa? Because that pupfish have saved our lives for many, many years. Susan? Yeah, please.
Yeah, I know the pupfish issue quite well. Thankfully, we not only have the pupfish at Devil's Hole, which has really been a wonderful way of protecting not just the pupfish, but all of us and our water. And of course, we believe very much, and I do in Shoshone, that the pupfish is the canary in the coal mine. But when I came home to Shoshone, my mom and dad were running it, and I was traveling all over the world, and we had some real tragedies in our family, and I lost both my parents, and I came home because I love the land and its people. And lo and behold, we found extinct pupfish that had been declared extinct in Shoshone. As I said, they had been declared extinct. We found 40. We worked with U.S. Fish and Wildlife and other groups, and now we have 8,000. And also in Shoshone, we have 3 other endangered species, and financially, we have never been so profitable. Our little hotel is booked. We're remodeling the pool. Our RV park is booked with people that want to get back to nature. So let's hope, if we could resurrect pupfish, then hopefully we can grow out the 20. But I can attest, my family ran Shoshone when it was a mining community. Mining, the only mining there is now are large corporations from foreign countries that are coming over to our country and our land and our communities to take their profits back. We made the transition from a mining economy to a tourism economy, and we have never been so profitable, not just in Shoshone, because we're very much, our home is not just Shoshone, it's Shoshone, Dakota, Amargosa, Pahrump to a certain extent, but if we protect, my motto is, if we protect the land will protect us. So we're lucky to live in a beautiful spot. Hopefully we can save the pupfish in Devil's Hole, and have a healthy and happy future by protecting the land.
Thank you, Susan. Okay, anybody else have anything to say about this?
Good question. You were talking about the 20 fish remaining. Is that in both areas, Devil's Hole and the one that's over off of Invite?
Devil's Hole.
Just Devil's Hole.
That's where they did count, yeah.
All right.
That's the
You
monument.
still have a bunch of them in that little pond over there off of Invite.
Now, that's the thing I think that needs to be brought up. We don't understand all of these aquifers. We don't understand how the water runs. We have a good idea of certain things, but when we had the rain a year ago, August, they had a pupfish come up in somebody's driveway. And they called the Fish and Game and said, what do we do? They said, you can't do anything. It is what it is. So, and Fish and Game has told us, we know what we think we know. We don't, it's just amazing, the watershed. And it's absolutely beautiful. And I want to protect it and protect us. That's the main thing.
My name is Victor Fuentes. I'm a land owner in Ash Meadows.
Victor, can you spell your last name
It's
for the record?
Fuentes, Fuentes. And I listen to everybody talking about the pupfish and this and that, but nobody never talk about us. Okay? Every time the Fish and Wildlife do a water diversion in Ash Meadows, it's detrimental to Ash Meadows. If you go to Ash Meadows right now, it's dry. Every tree is dying. If we have a fire in Ash Meadows right now, there will be no fire truck to contain the fire. They have drained Crystal Reservoir completely. It's dry out. What happened in California a few months ago when they went to extinguish the fire? No water in the fire hydrant, no water in the reservoir, and the whole community burned out because they was protecting a little fish. I don't have anything against protecting the little fish, but I want to tell you something: the humans are more important than the fish.
Exactly.
Okay, it's very important. In Fish and Wildlife, they proclaim that they are protecting the nature. They are not protecting the nature. I have videos right here on my phone right now how they keep killing the fish in Ash Meadow by the thousands. By the thousands. Killing it. Not protecting it. The spring used to flow through my property ever since the 1800s. That is the nature. Okay? The correct flow of the spring. Carson Slough. They diverted from my property. Illegally and unlawfully. What happened to them? Nothing. They do whatever they want in Ash Meadows. Okay, now we was talking about the water flow. Okay? I have studied Ash Meadow up and down, left to right, and many studies about the water. The aquifer from Amargosa, from here, this side where you guys are, is completely different than Ash Meadows. Even in Ash Meadows, you have two different aquifers. There is a line in Spring Meadow Road that is calling the spring line. Okay, and that spring line separate Ash Meadow into two different aquifers. When you pump water, whatever hole is, do not affect what I have my property. Don't even touch it. It's completely different. But what they have done, Fish and Wildlife have done, is to contain all of the water in Ash Meadows into a single channel and divert it into California. We, the people of Amargosa, we have no right to use that water. It's our water here, but we have no right to use it. We have no right to enjoy it. Crystal Reservoir was a part of the recreation of Amargosa. They took it from us. So if somebody can tell me what type of recreation besides going in your four-wheel and go in the desert and create a lot of dust, I enjoy that too, But besides that, what is it that we have in here? 48 different owners used to live in there. You know how many owners is in there? One, us, that's it. They used to pay taxes. They used to contribute to the town. Okay? So, beautiful, it sounds beautiful. Okay, now, I receive my tax. the other day, okay? You know how much they're charging me for tax ahora? $4,180. When I move in there, I only pay $150. Then they raise my taxes to $1,500. I call them, I say, why you do that? No, because we didn't assess that correctly, this and that and the other thing. So then they raised it to $2,500. I called, they told me the same thing. No, because we didn't assess it correctly. And now and then they raised it to $2,500. We called the same exact thing. Then we called a few days ago, because now they raised it to $4,180. And the same thing, the same thing they're saying. So, and then the question that I have is, all of that, okay, all the tax that I pay, and what benefit I receive from my tax in Irish Meadows. Because if I call you guys to fix my road, you say, no, that is a refuge. That is belong to the refuge, but I'm paying taxes over here. Think about it. You know? So guys, you know, I respect you, and I heard about you through Fred. Fred's my friend, you know. And I know that you are helping him to restore the Amargosa Opera House. Thank you very much. You know, I brought some of my friends to help him with that too. Okay? But we need to be careful. Okay? We need to be careful. We need to understand our value. You know, these people from I'm going to finish. You know, these people from Fishing Wildlife, they don't even live here in our valley. They come from different states. They come in here for a little bit, destroy everything, and then go, and then they send a new person. And when they send a new person, you go to ask them a question, say, no, that wasn't me. That was the previous manager. So nobody is responsible for it. When they divert my water from there, they have 3 different answers. Why you divert the water from my property? And I have it in video, because we depose all those corrupt people, you know? One said, because you have exotic animals. And I said, hang on, how do fly have exotic animals? They have those birds, you know, many colors. But what exotic animal I have? And the guy said, no, you have donkeys. We have 3 donkeys. And then we asked the guy, the biologist, why do you guys divert the water? He said, no, because we need to accelerate the water down the channel to protect the fish. So nobody had the right answer. And who made the decision? All of us. We come together and all of us make a decision. So it's not one person that you can say, you make the decision, you have to go to court. You have to go to trial. That in Ash Meadow is a big lie. Big lie. And if you need more information, please come to me. I have everything in Ash Meadow. Everything. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Victor. I think the main thing is we're trying, this drilling that's happening, or proposed drilling is happening in our town, center of town. Solar Center is in the center of town. We are being surrounded by so many threats, and that's our water. And when I say the pupfish, you know, protected our water for a long time, that's not doing, we've got to just fight. We've got to fight every time we turn around. Trevor, are you coming for public comment? Taking the long route?
Trevor Dolby. On agenda item number 10, I'm pleased to see that it's not an action item. I had years on the town board, and I was always watchful for the town board trying to do the BLM's job for them. The way it works is they're not asking for a recommendation from the town. The way it works is the public can contribute to their study with their voice. I have a confession to make. I, for decades, made a living in the mining business. I never had a job of any sort, a paying job of any sort at Amargosa Valley, California, New Mexico, Idaho, Alaska, and that's how I bought my place, my parcel, and then my house in mining. Perhaps you want to prevent people from, like me, from coming to Amargosa to live.
That's it? Okay, thank you. Anybody else? It's a hard act to follow. Come on, anybody? Okay, I'm going to open it up to the board. Comments? We're going to finish this first. No, board. Any of the board members have comment on this?
You know, it's just another assault on our lifestyle and stuff here. And I've said this a number of times, and Carolyn and I were involved in a meeting, and I'll get to that later. The only support we get is what's said here. When it comes from the feds and the state, we get none. So it's only our action in here that will do the best we can to preserve what we got. So please be involved, come to the meetings, help us. It helped last time. Economics of scale had something to do with it too. The price of lithium fell, finally ran them out. But there was so much negative press on that thing, I think it helped, you know, move them around. So we'll monitor this as it goes forward. And, you know, we're fighting some awful, you see the very first line, feds approved mine drilling in Amargosa critical environmental area. Didn't even come to us, didn't talk to us. So that's what we're up against.
Brenda?
I'm not sure exactly where this is located at.
Just south of Ash Meadows, at the other side, on the California side.
So,
Off Bella Vista.
so out of our jurisdiction. I was just curious where it was located at.
It's in California.
So it's all in California? Okay.
Correct.
But the Amargosa is the Amargosa. I mean, we're not just talking about Ash Meadows. I think I want to make that clear. We're talking about the Amargosa River and survival. So anything that's coming at us is all around us, far from Ash Meadows, everything. And it's around the entire town, down through the middle of the town. And so those are the things we have to make sure we protect ourselves. When I say the pupfish, you know, it stopped the progress for years. And now it's their turn to try to save us. We're going to use everything we can to save the Amargosa. Because the Amargosa River is beautiful. Bobby, go ahead.
My opinion on it is, you know, it's a pre-existing company. It's been there for years. It's a pre-existing company. It's been there for years under different names and everything. Been here for 30 plus years, I do believe. As long as they are doing it safely and correct, I don't have a problem with it, truthfully. I mean, I'm not against mining, especially for something as not dangerous as lithium or anything. They've been mining this kitty litter for I don't know how long, you know, over the United States. So, I mean, it's a business, it's a job, it's just like IMB. I'm not against IMB either, so, or LAWAS now, so.
Richard?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, seeing no more public comment, I'm going to close this agenda item and go to general public comment. Up to a 3-minute time limit per person. Action will not be taken on matters considered during this period until specifically included on an agenda as an action item. Anybody for public comment? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to close public comment. Board member comments. Bobby? Nothing, Bobby? No. Okay. Michael?
Yep. Okay, I want to update you on the solar projects and on with the current administration, some of the economics are finally coming to fruition on these things. What has been hidden in the past, if they have never had to service their debt. So you are finally getting comments coming out of some of the politicians that these projects need to stand on their own without government subsidies. And they can't do that. The way the solar, there is such a glut of solar energy on the grid just today, not including all these projects that are coming, that between the hours of about 10 a.m. and 4 or 5 p.m., they are actually giving their product away. That's one thing. So you have not seen the cost. Your kilowatt hours have not gone up for a couple of years because there is such a glut on the market. Those of you that have been in business know that if you have a debt of millions of dollars, excuse me, of millions of dollars for a project, if you've taken out a loan to put that project in the ground and you can't sell it, if you can't sell your product or your service, you can't survive. And so that is coming to fruition now. We are finally seeing those comments made. We have contacted all of our local ones, how they feel about it, and we kind of get the same company dance. Yeah, it doesn't affect us, but hopefully that will save us in the long run, that the economics will finally bear out in this deal, that it doesn't work. And one other thing, Carolyn and I met with the state of Nevada finally has a division regarding nuclear projects. And if you've looked at a lot that's going on right now in what's called SMNRs, small modular nuclear reactors, technology has made leaps and bounds and improvements over the years. And in our discussion with them, so the current solar projects, about 25,000 acres that we have around us. With a small modular nuclear reactor of less than 100 acres, you could provide the same amount of electricity. And this 25,000 acres, they are only good from 10 to 4 during the day. There'll be a little bit of battery storage, but not a whole lot. But in the event of emergency, where they need the power now and need a lot of it, solar can't perform. None of the green energy can perform with that. They're nice at keeping the lights on and driving your little Tesla cars and doing that stuff. But when you need energy, and a lot of it, 24/7, 365, nuclear is one of your best options. But then as we get discussing with this guy about what we can do and how we can promote that, he comes back and says, well, on a state level, Nevada really doesn't support nuclear energy. So all of that, and compare how we would benefit from a nuclear project as opposed to the solar stuff, they abate, you know how I feel about Governor Lombardo and what he's done to the taxes. So he has abated the property taxes by 50%. The one chance that we had to do something with some revenue, they took away at a state level because the state doesn't give a damn about us. And property taxes don't affect them. The same thing with these data centers. You're getting all this stuff in the press about what a blessing they are and a savior for your area. No, they are not. They bring in the contacts that we have had through VEA about these data centers. Just one data center will use the total amount of power that VEA uses today. So there are all sorts of liabilities if we have to go out and commit to purchase that much extra power for a year, and then these guys go sideways. What do we do? Also, they're talking about the big ones like Microsoft and Google and those guys bringing their power with them, self-generating, bring their own SMNR with them, and then it bumps everybody out of the picture. Valley Electric doesn't make any money, we get no property taxes. The governor has abated 75% of those data center property taxes. So believe me, they want to come out here because they think they can run over us, because they think we're not paying attention. We don't know what we're doing, but we're doing everything we can. That's getting a little long-winded. I'm sorry, I went past my 3 minutes. But anyway, we are paying attention to this and doing everything we can to protect what we got.
And each data center leaves 2 jobs. That's it. Well, Brenda.
I received email from Stephanie Elliott about our reapplying for the CDBG grant, which I'm going to do. But its due date is August 22nd. So I'm just going to present a phased project for the park on this grant because for whatever reason they prefer a phased project over a small project.
Thank you. Richard?
Yeah, thanks, Mike, for getting us that information. And thanks for the public out here to bring us information. And thank you for coming, because going against the feds, that's something. But I mean, I've always believed in united we stand, divided we fall. So if we don't all get together, then this whole thing goes down the tubes. And water is our natural resource. We need it. We can't survive without it. And so I'm all for protecting our land. Thank you.
I got nothing more, yeah, other than the nuclear. That was, so we're in every area that we can be, because that's everything that's coming at us. Everything that's coming at us, we're involved in.
Has anybody talked about the water that these data centers require?
Yes.
That's ridiculous to put one out here.
Mm-hmm.
We're fighting this water. We're trying to hold on to every drop of water, and they want to put a data center out.
Exactly. I mean, there's people that are, designing things, and that, they come to us. I got hit with one the other day. I had my favorite witness with me, and it's just amazing the gall sometimes that in the areas that they want to do it. So yeah, we're sitting at every table. We're fighting tooth and nail, pushing back when we can, and negotiating, reevaluating whatever they think their project should be. Now, it needs to be said, the SEZ zone is going to go in, and that's going to go in phases. Silver Star, which is we know it as the Farm Road project, that's a go. These were all on the auction with BLM, and there's 82 million, 23 million, 2.5 million that they paid the BLM for the right to build a solar project on those, and that's non-refundable, and they've been paying the lease payments. So I have very little faith that those are going to go away in any way, shape, or form. But other than that, there's plenty to say, but you don't want to be here for 4 days. Okay. For possible action, set a date and time for August 28th at 6:30 p.m. for our next board meeting. I make a motion to set it for August 28th at 6:30. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Call for the vote.
Aye.
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 Okay. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you coming.